Shalom, Yasharallah. Welcome, giving all praise and glory to the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, forever and ever and ever. As always, we're going to start off with Colossians 3:17. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. In the name of the Lord and Savior. That's how we give thanks to the Most High by Him. In the name of the Lord and Savior. He said, no man cometh to the Father but by me. Mashiach Yahushua told us that in St. John 14:6. And we got to go by what he said, because he's the word of the Most High. And the Most High have a voice, and from a voice come words. So you figure it out. It's already figured out in the spirit. So we're going to continue on the Gentiles. Who are they? And could you be one? You know, because our people say that they're Gentiles. Most of them. They don't say that they're Israelites. They say that they're Gentiles. You know, they say the Jews killed Hamashiach. So no, we can't be. You know, Gentiles, or you can't be Israelites because of the fact of the Jews killed Hamashiach Yahushua. They say you've been taught this, trained this, like this. You know, it's amazing. How our people have been programmed, first and foremost, to think they came from Ham, so Ham's a Gentile. He's the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. It tells you that in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. But the Egyptians, the Libyans, North Africans, Canaanites, Mandela's people, South Africans, and Ethiopians, you see, or Cushites, Babylonians, you know. So, but it says not the Negroes. But we've been taught that we're from Ham and we were cursed. And while we're black, while we're dark, while we have dark skin, when everybody have dark skin, everybody got pigment in the world, just look around. And that's how ignorant we could be when it comes down to being Christian, or call yourself being spiritually endowed and believing what the enemy our oppressor have taught from the point of the religious instruction to the Negroes of the United States of America. That they created that in 1620. I believe the slave ships started coming officially about 1619, so a year later they had this in place. You know? Then they came up with the Willie Lynch letter. You see? Which had us against each other until this day. But we can't function as a nation and do anything together. And if we do try and do something together, which we have, you know, had great cities where they say, well, you know, get away from us, do your own thing. We did do our own thing. Black Wall Street, they bombed the city, destroyed our productivity. You know, we had our own commerce, our own economic system going, you know, our own banks, you know, doctors and hospitals and bus system, everything that you have for a city, everything. See, what a lot of us don't realize is we are very, very creative. We're the most creative people in the world. If we didn't create the things that have been created in this earth, I don't even believe you'd be looking or listening to me right now from your cell phone. Because a brother invented the cell phone, the internet. You know, you've seen the movie Hidden Figures, where they showed the three sisters who gave them the formula to be able to go into space. Come on now. First open heart surgery. You know, plasma. We have created, you look at on the pyramids, you see blimps, you see helicopters, you see flying vehicles look like jets, submarines. And you also see IFOs, which are identified flying objects, not UFOs, unidentified, because we knew what they were, because we sung the song, Sweet Low, Sweet Chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, what did I see? Coming for to carry me home, a band of angels coming for me. So our ancestors knew. That's why we have to go into the scriptures and look at what our ancestors left for us through the power of the Most High. Because they did tamper with the Bible. Yeah, that's true. Like y'all talking about God, but God is nothing but dog spelled backwards. And dog was a word that the Israelites used concerning the Gentiles because of their profaneness and because of homosexuality. That's what it says in the Unger's Bible Dictionary. I got to keep running it down your face because that's what they know. But here it is. They just took dog and spelled it backwards. You got God. But in the pagan way of thinking, they look at you're doing just what they want you to do because they do things backwards anyway. You know, we read it forward, they read it backwards. Don't, they do. Do, they don't. You figured. It's already figured out. But if you don't know, then you're going to continue to do the things that you're doing to be caught up in a system that's set up to send you straight to hell. To the hellfire. To the lake of fire. Straight up. That's why you want to be a Gentile? Be a Gentile. But if you are of Negro, Indian, Latino descent, scattered among all these nations, then you have opportunity to be the chosen of the Most High. If not, then you're a Gentile. And see, the problem is, from what I just given you, you have been influenced by the enemy. I mean, come on. Deuteronomy 28:68 says, and the Most High shall send you into Egypt, which means captivity, slavery, and bondage, again another time, with ships. What people as a whole nation for year in and year out and years and years and years, hundreds of years, came on slave ships and was sold, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies, it says. Say, by the way of I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when you go on these ships, you're going to be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, slave men, and slave women. Bond women. And no man shall buy you, mean nobody going to save you. Deuteronomy 28:29 tells you, no man shall save you. Understand this. So, this is not for everyone. As look at 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, the 6th verse. It says, howbeit we speak wisdom, which is a proper application of knowledge, among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world. And that's what you're going to hear from this Bible, from the word of the Most High. Not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. That's going to come to nothing. Because if you follow them, then you're going to be thrown in the lake of fire. Your name not going to be written in the book of life. You hear what it said? That come to naught. That come to nothing. But we speak the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery. The wisdom of this Bible is in a mystery. Well, you can't just pick it up and read it, and you're going to understand it. It's in puzzle form. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So, but we speak the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, even the hidden wisdom, which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew or gonna know. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the power of glory, or Mashiach Yahushai. Had they truly known, they would not have crucified a Mashiach Yahushai, the power, the master of glory. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the mind of man, the things which the Most High have prepared for them that love him. And the only way you love him, Mashiach Yahushai told us first and foremost, in St. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. 1 John 5:3, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So somebody lying, saying you don't have to keep the commandments, saying you don't have to keep the laws of the Most High, somebody lying. Now you figure out who it is. or you figure out if they're worth you going to hell, or if you fall into, in verse 6, as it says, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught, you won't come to naught right with them, because that's who you following. The princes of this world, that's going to come to naught, and you can come to naught right with them because you following the same doctrine, the same understanding that they bringing forth. He tell you he's going to come to naught. They tell you ain't under the commandments. We ain't under the law. We're under mercy and grace. And you've been grafted in. Don't know who you've been grafted in among. But you say you've been grafted. You repeat these things. And I say, well, who you grafted in among? Nobody can say nothing. Who are you grafted in among? Can't even say. Because you ain't never asked no one. They just saying something to you. You regurgitate what they say. Verse 10. But the Most High have revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all things. You hear that? Most High revealed these mysteries, which is something that's unknown to us, by his Spirit. So if you're not understanding the unknown, things that are unknown, mysteries, then how do you have the Spirit of the Most High? How do you really have the Holy Ghost, as you say? But we ain't found no word for ghost in the Hebrew. It's Spirit. That's why he's saying, by his Spirit. It didn't say by his ghosts. It's by his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all things. Yeah, the deep things of the Most High. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man, which is in him. Even so the things of the Most High knoweth no man, but the Spirit of the Most High. See, the things of the Most High knoweth no man, but the Spirit of the Most High. So now, when you understand how important it is to have the Spirit of the Most High, and not just having your own spirit and thinking that you have the Spirit of the Most High, but you rolling on your own way of thinking, and how the Bible says you can't make the Bible talk to me or talk to anyone, then something's wrong. So how do you form your relationship with this God that you say you believe in if you don't understand what it is that he's telling us here? Through the Spirit, his Spirit, mysteries. How you going to understand this? That's why you're looking at following the way of, like I say, the religious instructions to the Negroes of the United States of America in 1620 to now. Repeat after me. Turn to your neighbor and say, don't you see that? And see, I see that those that, you got preachers now that's coming in, learning the truth, and they follow the same way that our people have been programmed to talk a lot and give a few scriptures. And they love that because that's what we used to. We don't want to be accountable to be able to go in this Bible and study for yourself. But that's what's real. To know and to examine it, the Most High can open up your mind to see more than what you're seeing from the teacher. You can see more. But if you don't have no foundation, you don't have anything but regurgitating what I say, that's nothing. That's why I say, look, Romans 3, 1-3. But understand, or any other man, what advantage did have the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? So what advantage do we have as being an Israelite? And what profit is of a circumcision? Much every way. You hear that? Much every way. Chiefly because that unto them, who? The Jews, the Israelites, were committed to oracles of the Most High. Not to anyone else, not to any other nation. He told you he only know Israel. In Amos 3, 1-2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you, punishing us, the Israelites, for our iniquity, for breaking his law, statutes, commandments. Verse 3. For what if some did not believe? So what if some don't believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Because you don't believe, it's going to make the faith of the Most High, us believing and having hope in the Most High without effect? Say, Most High forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true. Let the Most High be true in what? But every man a liar, as it is written. So how are you going to come up with regurgitating what somebody's saying, and it's not as it is written? You hear what this is? This is how you be justified, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and might have overcome when thou art judged. See? So you got to be justified in your sayings as it is written. Proverbs 4 and 7. Not from off the top of our dome, how we think. Proverbs 4 and 7. Wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge. Remember that hidden wisdom, that mysterious wisdom, that wisdom that's not known. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. You got to get understanding. Because some people have knowledge, they think they know this and that, but they don't have understanding. They don't have understanding. And it's sad because they don't realize we're in the last days, the clock is ticking. That's why if you just coming on or you be listening to whoever you listen to, and it soothes your spirit, like you went to church and you listen to some preacher preaching and you feel good, make you feel good or whatever, and you don't do this, Second Timothy 2:15, you don't do this. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. That's working with what? Working with the word of the Most High. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing, hear that? The word of truth. Rightly dividing the word of truth. It should talk to you. You should hear a sweet melody from the word of the Most High. You know, I remember one time I was teaching and brothers just jumped up and started shouting. Well, it didn't happen a few times. He just, like they start shouting in the church, he just jumped up and started shouting because something hit him that he really understood, something that he didn't understand. He couldn't comprehend. But when he comprehended, they just start being for joy, seeing it. But it was the word of the Most High. It wasn't no music playing. It was just the word of the Most High. When he's going through precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, and it just hit him. Bam, I see it. Man, I see it. Just moved him. And that's what it's all about. So when you look at we as Israelites, I've been going over this Gentile, and I showed you how from Malachi, we as Israelites, we're in the Persian and Mede Empire. That's the last prophet in the Old Testament. When you get to Matthew, we're in the Roman Empire. So what happened to the Greek Empire? The Greek Empire is in the Apocrypha. In the first Maccabees and second Maccabees of the Apocrypha that the Protestant churches took out. Because it's in the Catholic Bible, but they don't go over these scriptures like that. You know. So you might not ever know that it's there because they're not going to go there. Because it's the history. You know, if you can't understand Daniel and what he's saying, because look, if the Most High wanted you to understand these mysteries, then you wouldn't have to be online or looking at, videos or, listen to a brother break it down, because you would already know. He already break it down to you simple. You read from Genesis to Revelation, it's just a whole story. No, he didn't break it down like that because he don't want everybody to be saved. He don't want everybody to be converted. He's let the multitude, he said in 2 Ezra 9:22, he said, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. So some people are born in vain. Ain't nothing you can do for them. You can't save them. You got people that are trying to save Most High don't want them to be saved. He made them to be born in vain. And let my grape and my plant be kept, for with great labor have I made it perfect. You hear that? That's a grape out of a cluster of grapes, a plant out of a whole lot of plants. He said, a grape, a plant. With great labor have I made it perfect. You don't need no multitude. We all come from who? Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All the people that came on this earth after the flood, through Noah's sons. He told John the Baptist, I'll raise up some rocks, some stones to be my people. Told Moses, I'll make a nation out of you, Moses. This is who we talking about. The Most High. You don't need us, we need him. So if you don't understand prophecies of what it is that has already been written, then how are you going to really understand this Bible?
Welcome to the conference call, a service of
Just a moment.
www.freeconference.com.